Thank you to... Actually, nobody wanted this. Welcome to Conlang Critic, the show that gets facts wrong about your favorite Conlang. I'm Jan Measley, and in this episode, we'll be looking at the useless language worth less than $10, Kayfbopt. Actually, Kayfbopt isn't the full name. It's an official name, but it's really just a shorter version of Kadan Sanap Vlirsang Esu Vomnag Vlimke Snakega Bop Vegdaf Shofkom Vlimga Vlimga, which I am not saying again. The name itself is highly descriptive. The first word means language, but with added suffixes that cause it to specifically mean limited, expected, inedible, undying, epic language worth less than $10. The second word is an adjective, which can mean several things, but here means far less useful than average. It could also mean far more useful than average, but it probably doesn't. I'm getting ahead of myself. Kayfbopt is an art lang created by Daniel Swanson in 2015, based on badconlangingideas.tumblr.com, a blog full of jokes about hypothetical conlangs with really impractical features. Kayfbopt's goal is to incorporate a whole bunch of these impractical features into one language. So essentially, Kayfbopt is 46 jokes thrown together into a single language, with a few extra original jokes thrown in there. Its consonants are b, d, g, p, t, k, v, z, j, f, s, sh, w, r, l, y. Man, look at all those goofy consonants. Most of these are also in English, with the exceptions of the percussive bimanual stop, sinistro-lateral click, dextro-lateral click, and the fascio-manual click, all of which are phonemes so rare that I had to make up my own legitimate-sounding names for them for the purposes of this video. And yes, you do have my permission to use fascio-manual click in reference to the sound a facepalm makes. Personally, I would have included the lingual-labial trill, but that's just me. Kayfbopt's vowels are E, U, A, O, This is just your classic 5 vowels here, each one able to be pronounced approximately 2 many ways, as well as a bonus 6th vowel, written with the Han character for enzyme. Kayfbopt also has 4 phonemic hats, because of course it does. If you were to actually attempt to speak Kayfbopt, you would need to quickly swap between these 4 hats pretty much every syllable. The orthography, compared with everything else, is a little underwhelming. It's pretty much exactly what you'd expect, but with English-type variation on the vowels and some non-standard use of punctuation for the weird sounds. The only surprises here are the Han characters, which seem really out of place, especially since they're only used in one word each. The Han character for enzyme is only used in the word which means null, and the other 3 are only used in the word zigazig-ah, which means a type of lover who works hard to fit in with your life because they love you so much and are willing to put an effort to make your relationship work. You might notice that both of these words are jokes. Now, speaking as an amateur memeticist, both of these jokes would have probably been funnier if Swanson had spelled them more phonetically, especially since both of them are essentially jokes about pronunciation, to some extent. Simple words in Kayfbopt are usually extremely long, and that's mostly because of the suffix system. It's kind of like ithquil, except it's mandatory, and it's simultaneously more specific and less precise. Nouns are required to be conjugated by case, number, expectation, edibility, grammatical gender, manner of death, awesomeness, and market value. And verbs are required to be conjugated by number, expectation, mental state, day of the week, honesty and subject magnitude relative to that of a bread box, awesomeness, and certainty. Again, these aren't optional. Every noun ends with 9 suffixes and every verb ends with 7 suffixes. You might think that this means Kayfbopt goes for maximum precision, but then you might look at the vocabulary. A Kayfbopt root can have up to and including 18 distinct unrelated meanings. For example, the root besbafletgob can mean hatter, terminology, journalese, grasslike, unrevenged, alphabetization, misty, heal, althea, detain, addict, rehash, guzzler, thalassemia, ergot, humilia, raceabout, or impunchment. This combined with the suffix system means interpreting a Kayfbopt word is sort of like a game of 20 questions, right down to the animal, vegetable, mineral type noun classes and the conjugation based on size relative to a bread box. Just like in 20 questions, this still might not be enough information in some cases, to the extent that some entire chunks of text can mean multiple distinct, equally valid things, with no way to know which one it is other than context. Very impressively, one particular phrase may be interpreted either as all of humanity had one language. They moved from the east to a plain in Shinar, and set up things for long-term residence. Or as, we are not strangers to love. You know the rules. I know the rules. I'm thinking of an entire commitment. You would not get this from a different guy. That is an impressive amount of dedication right there. This isn't even the whole thing. There's a video available where Swanson reads the entirety of this passage, and it's almost 40 minutes long. There's a link in the description. Kayfbopt set out to be a bad conlang, and honestly, I think it's the best possible type of bad conlang. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that Kayfbopt is worse than ithquil is good, technically making Kayfbopt the best art lang reviewed so far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, where I'll be reviewing Klingon.